Hey guys, it's postboxpat and welcome back to a new video, and today I want to talk about skill-based matchmaking. Now this has been a topic which has been kind of popping up and down or around the corners in the Fortnite community, and it's something I just want to talk about. Skill-based matchmaking, if you don't know what it is already, it's where they put players together who are on the same sort of skill rank using either like a kind of like a ranking, separate ranking system type thing, a ranked matchmaking type thing. For example, Overwatch do that with different leagues, and you've also got this kind of in other games as well, where if you get a certain amount of wins you rank up, but then if you lose you like move a rank down. You've also got games that use credits and stuff. There's loads of different methods of doing this. However, in the past, if you don't already know, it does put people off from playing games. Now, for Fortnite to do this, they could introduce a separate playlist. The downside to that is basically the game might become a little bit separated and people might only like, so maybe half of your friends like playing competitive and other people like playing casual. Currently, the game is working pretty well. I think the way the game is run currently with the open servers for anyone to join, near enough anyone you come against any other rank or any other player ability, I think that's quite interesting. It's more flexible and sometimes you can really try hard and do really well, and sometimes you can really try hard and come against another tryout team, and that's just a casual way of playing. Now obviously if they introduced a rank type system, it becomes more competitive. If you look back at the days of gaming and look back at some of the older versions of games, or like you look back at like Modern Warfare 2 and some of the old versions of Call of Duty, they were very successful and they didn't have any like set competitive game modes. Yes, they had competitive like sports in it and stuff, and potentially they could introduce a competitive event for maybe like event seasons when everyone's off, maybe like Christmas time or something. They could introduce a competitive like competition type thing, but I don't think having a permanent competitive game mode would keep the fan base attracted to it. I think having a competitive thing can be quite frustrating for a lot of users. A lot of people don't have the time to put into it. A lot of people just like coming on casual and coming against a variety of different players. If we start to see a competitive aspect of stuff, you will start matching against people of your same skill ability, which can be annoying and can sometimes you won't have the chance to improve because you'll just be kind of stuck at the same levels. So it is interesting to see how this is going to work. It can also stop people from playing with each other and stuff. So personally, I think Epic Games are going to oversee this and be like, you know, we're not introducing this. And if Epic Games had any sense, they'd possibly introduce maybe a temporary game mode that lasts maybe 2 weeks. It's a ranked game mode that anyone can play for 2 weeks over like a period where everyone's off. Easter, Christmas, summer, somewhere around there would be pretty well for a sort of like a ranked game mode. Now, overall, Fortnite Battle Royale has done great with its servers. They all run pretty well, but you have to take into consideration the ping at different distances. If you don't know already, if you're from like the North America side of stuff, your ping is going to be like a lot kind of basically extremely high if you're from Europe, whereas if you're from like somewhere like that, it all depends on where you're connecting to servers. You get where I'm coming from. Different locations, your ping's going to be depending on what server you're connecting and what kind of like competition you're playing in. The ping's going to be higher. It's going to really affect your gameplay. That is something that's quite key and something that I don't really want to touch on too much because it's kind of frustrating and stuff, and it can be kind of annoying with pings and stuff, and that could really affect the idea of like a competition type thing coming in. Pings is something that's absolutely key, as if you get what I'm coming from there, most of you will probably understand. You know when you're in a North American server, if you're from the EU, you can definitely tell when you're on an AA server. It's extremely laggy. Your character's like that's what he's like all over the place, and it's just absolutely hilarious. So it happens all the time. The ping's like 120 for the US for me, especially when it's on the west coast of stuff. So it is interesting. And then if you even go even further, maybe you go to some of the other servers, for example in Australia, go to the Australian servers, my ping's into like the 300s and you're basically not 3 seconds behind, but near enough you feel like you're 3 seconds behind. So it's not nice playing a game when the ping's that high, and it kind of makes the game feel a little slow, and you can definitely feel it and when you shoot and stuff, and you get killed a lot easier. So it's interesting, but that's a really key element to competition. So tell me what you guys think of matchmaking competition. I think potentially it could be something we could see in the future. It all depends on what Fortnite decide to do with it. Maybe we could have like a vote, or maybe we could have, I think the best way for it would be a temporary game mode, see how that goes down, and then if people like it, then potentially introduce it maybe further on down the line. Currently it doesn't need it. The game is working perfectly well. More things being introduced complicate it for the developers. Developers already are on a very tight schedule, which is a good thing because we get updates near enough every single week. However, it can cause like problems with the game. For example, we had one problem at one stage, as we all know, where the servers were a little bit cranky and he went down a little bit for about 2 days. So it can happen and they have to revert back to older versions. So let's not rush anything right now. Let's talk, maybe they could produce a game mode, maybe competitive, and a new game mode completely like TD or something could come out around E3 time. That'd be a perfect time for it. Something like that would be cool. Competitive, personally I don't want it. I want it as like a temporary game mode, but I can see why people want it, and that's my personal opinion on it. But hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below what you think of it. Don't forget, if you're new around here, stick around, hit that subscribe button, and once again, this is postboxpat. signing out.